Hello, salespersons of all makes, models, and brands. My name is Chance, and welcome to another Objection episode over here at the Sales Bible. Today we're going to be taking a look at the OG of objections, the I want to sleep on it. I also call these people self-doubters because that's usually what it is. I've heard them called showstoppers in the past as well. So, I mean, if you hear either of those, usually they're talking about these people. The reason why there's such a headache is you can do everything right, and this objection will still stump a lot of new salespeople. I'm going to show you the best approach on dealing with it though. But before I do, let's take a look at actually understanding these customers and understanding exactly why they have this objection in the first place. Usually these people are impulsive, which might come across a little bit strange because they don't want to buy. The reason they don't want to commit to that purchase today is more likely than not because they were impulsive about a decision in the past that put them in a negative situation. And in order to prevent themselves from repeating that same mistake, they want a night to sleep on it. In my experience, that's what I find it is. Sometimes they want to shop around and they think this is a safe objection to do that with, but in a later video I'll go through a method of stopping people from shopping around on you that is pretty much foolproof, with very few exceptions depending on what your legislation states, but for the most part pretty solid, but that'll be addressed in a later video here. In terms of this one, they're people who lack confidence in their decision-making ability, which is usually good for you as a salesperson. And if you can get past this guard, odds are you're going to make a lot of money off of these people. Now, let's quickly go over what not to say. Do not say, under any circumstances, any of the following. So do not say, okay, goodbye, and then let them walk through that door and give them a call tomorrow morning. Odds are you lost a deal, my friend. That's just the way the world works, so don't let them just walk away from you like that. Don't say the deal is for today only. Don't say that because it'll just put a bad taste in their mouth, and it's not something you want to do. I've never seen someone do this and have it result in a car deal before, ever. I've just never seen it. In order to combat this objection, you do need to be rather kind, you do need to be rather straightforward, and you do need to be rather understanding. And the third thing that I don't want you to say is, what if I could lower the price? Don't do this. It's a trap. Your goal is to make money. Your goal is not to try and pander to everyone that comes through that door, because it's just annoying and no one really wants to deal with someone like that in the first place. If you don't believe in your car's own value, then you really need to reevaluate the brand you're working for. Now, what should you say? So usually the way this conversation plays out is it opens with the customer saying, I like the vehicle, but I'll need a night to sleep on it. And it's a rough one to combat, but you have to agree with them first. I completely understand. Usually when people say they need a night to sleep on things, it's because there's something about the deal they're not comfortable with. What do I need to do to earn your business today? This is usually a little bit more aggressive, and this will suss out the people that are using this objection as a smoke screen versus the ones who are serious about this objection. If they're serious, actually, I'll start with if they're a smoke screen first. If they're a smoke screen, they're going to immediately let you know. This is the opportunity they're looking for saying they need more for their trade or they need a lower price on the vehicle. And we have objection episodes on both of those, so check those out. But if it is serious, they'll say something to the effect, I really like the deal. I just have a rule of thumb where I take a night to reflect on big decisions. And then what you're going to do is you're going to agree with them again. Okay, I understand. In that case, what I'd be able to do for you is make the deal subject to 1 day of consideration. That way, I can introduce you to our business office, and they can get to work on getting you the lowest interest rate in the meantime. That would make sense, right? I'll say that makes sense, because logically it does. There's no reason why a person with this objection should not be okay with something like that, because it makes sense in every feasible regard. They want the lowest rate. Everyone does. So since you're taking a night to sleep on it anyways, I'll make the deal subject to 1 night of consideration, and that'll give my business office a longer time frame to try and get you a lower rate. Everyone wins. And they'll be like, oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense. And they'll go along with it. I've never had a person get angry at me for making this approach, ever. If they do have a problem with it, odds are it's not the real objection, and you need to go back to the first conversation. What do I need to do to earn your business today? Because that doesn't make sense, and just explain it to them. Just be like, I know you said you'd like to sleep on it, and I'm doing my best to kind of solve your problem while at the same time still moving the process forward. What do I need to do? And if they don't tell you the second time, I would probably get your manager involved. That's probably the best course of action, in my opinion. A lot of managers don't like the subject twos either. Personally, I don't recommend them all the time, but there are some objections where they're just oddly effective, and this is one of them. And one night's approval to think on things isn't too big of a deal, especially if you get them into the finance office anyways, because usually it takes about a day to get a good approval. So I find that it works out good anyways, if that makes sense. In any case, thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. If you have any alternative word tricks you'd like to use, any thoughts, any opinions, any questions, please put it down beneath in the comments section. I really like hearing from you guys. And that being said, I hope you have a wonderful day, and as always, happy selling.